Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Donald Trump with a record high approval rating, according to CBS and their recent poll. And this is really after the honeymoon period, honestly, guys. This is just how it's going to be for Trump. And people estimate, the experts say, this is the low end of Trump's approval because we've got the rumor that Trump's going to be ending the war between Russia and Ukraine, the war in Eastern Europe, the war in the Middle East with Israel, Palestine. They say, well, Trump's controlled by Israel. No, that's a negotiation tactic. We think that's a negotiation tactic, what he's doing there with Gaza. Highest approval rating for Donald Trump in CBS polling history. 18 to 25-year-olds, it's a plus 10 approval rating. That's young people. Remember, they always would cope about young people. Oh, the old people are going to die off, the old racist white people. No, now they're younger. Like, look at the Doge employee who's just, I guess, had some racist things. Elon Musk is like, yeah, we don't care. He's still part of our team. That's just how it is now. 30 to 44, you've got a plus 4. I mean, all of these are plus. The old people are the only ones to where it's even. So this is just amazing news for Donald Trump. White approval plus 22. Hispanic, even with the deportation, basically even. Remember, Donald Trump did amazing with the Hispanic vote. All the legal Hispanic people, they understand that borders are important and they endorse that. It's really just the white liberals that want the open borders and are trying to help the illegal immigrants. Men plus 20. Even women only minus 6. That's pretty good for Trump. It is pretty good. Democrats only minus 70. Republicans plus 88. Independent. Well, this is kind of strange. Seems like maybe there's some independents that they put in the Democratic range, because normally what you get with this, when you get an approval rating plus 6, you'll get like an independents plus 5, Democrats minus 80, Republicans plus 90. It'd be something like that. And then you've got white no degree plus 36, white 4-year degree, basically even, only minus 2. And so for Donald Trump, guys, again, this is before any of the wars have been ended. The whole point of the first 2 years before we get to, and obviously Trump's done a ton of stuff. Even the CNN people are like, we can't keep up with Trump. It's crazy. You look at Caitlin Collins. She's like Colbert, one of those talk shows. She's like, yeah, Trump's moving like 100 times faster than Biden. We get no days off because Trump's doing so many different things. He understands this is very likely his last term. So he's going to be doing everything possible, and he is, and Elon Musk is cleaning it out. You saw what happened on Friday with the Department of Education, all the Democrats, the Congress people coming up to the door, knocking on the door, banging on it like rabid animals, saying, let us in, we want to spend more of your money. This is what the Democrats were doing. They were like, we want to waste more of your money, let us in. And this dude comes out, he's like, no, you're not coming in here. You've done enough damage to our government. Please stay out. This is horrible what you've done. They're like, let us in. We have to approve a transgender operation in Guatemala. It costs $4 million. And the dude's like, you're not coming in. So that's what's really going on. So when you look at something like this, 53%, this is the low end approval. It's only going to get better for Trump because once the wars end, and again, it's not a guarantee, but we have faith that Trump, under his tutelage, will be able to end these wars. And then, like I said, I mean, I think the blueprint is once we get into year 3, year 4, the economy is just going to be amazing for all of us, just like in 2018, 2019. And then the virus happens, and we understand now that's from the Wuhan lab. Remember, Trump called it the China virus. They called him racist. Turned out it was exactly that. It was a lab leak from the Wuhan lab, and there was funding from people within the United States, like Anthony Fauci. This is amazing news. This is before the potential wars that will be ended. And again, those are going to be amazing for the general public and for independents to really booster Trump's approval rating. Probably, I would project, non-bias, probably about a 65% approval rating once he ends both the wars. I mean, how can it not be? How could it not be? And there's going to have to be compromise. These people, they think, oh, Israel deserves everything. Palestine deserves everything. Well, honestly, Israel might get everything. We'll see what Trump does with Israel, but it's the same thing. It's like there's compromise with Ukraine and Russia, and yes, Russia's going to be annexing land. That's just what happens in these situations. It's the dynamic of them. Imagine Trump is able to acquire Greenland. Guys, if you're an American, let me tell you something from a non-biased perspective on how you need to react. Europe is disgusting, and what they've done to Trump and to the United States in our acquisition attempt of buying Greenland is totally insulting. And I think Trump's going to threaten to leave NATO because they've acted horribly. They've really, really been evil. These European countries are trying to prevent Donald Trump from diplomatically, peacefully acquiring Greenland for the United States. And you're going to get a lot of liberal people in bed with the Europeans saying that, oh, yeah, this is what they're doing is terrible. I've already outlined everything on Greenland. It's a total just acquisition by the United States. It's 57,000 people, and Trump's going to do it, and it's going to help us significantly. It's like Elon Musk. You look at Doge, they've saved $70 billion already. They're cutting things left and right because this is what has to happen. I mean, we've got such a bloated government, and all of the people involved, many of them unelected, because they're like, Elon Musk is unelected. What about all the bureaucrats that are unelected that make decisions on our budget? And it's disgusting. So it's like Elon Musk is unelected, but all of them are unelected, but that's fine. But then when Elon Musk comes in to try and clean everything up, then it's an issue. Then it's a problem. So you can see the double standard, but this is what was going to happen. Musk was going to rip the Band-Aid off. And so now you've got top Democrats telling their people in memos and emails to go out and protest Elon Musk trying to stop government waste. That's what they're saying. And they're saying, well, we utilize soft power. No, that's not what soft power is. Giving countries handouts, and even the countries are saying we don't even get most of it. It's all money laundering. I mean, that's what happened. So Elon Musk takes away this U.S. aid funding. All the Democrats say, how dare you, you're evil. This goes to countries that need it. And those countries say, no, we barely get any of this money. We don't know where the money goes. I mean, they allocate like $3 billion for a well in the Congo. And it's like, I mean, how does it cost that much? So you understand these situations and really what's been exposed. That's the real big thing. It's like Musk is cutting all this crap spending. All the Democrats are like, how dare you? You're so evil. These countries need the money. And the countries are saying, we don't even get the money, and we don't want to be reliant on the United States and be influenced. And then they say it's soft power. Well, no, soft power is investing in infrastructure, just like China does with the Belt and Road Initiative that they have. It's the exact same thing they did with the Panama. You understand how they bought ports. That's what soft power is. They invest in surrounding areas of the Panama Canal. That's why Trump sniffed it out. None of this would be happening with Democrats. They would allow China exuding their soft power to take control of the Panama Canal. China or the Democrats would allow that 100%. There would be none of this. Understand what Trump has done with the Panama Canal, and more Americans need to hear about this. Trump has wasted nothing. He's made threats, and those threats have resulted in Panama ripping up their partnership diplomatic agreement with the Chinese. The Panama Canal, 70% of the ships that go through it are U.S. ships, and it's important because the Chinese can tell, because of the ports surrounding it, they can document the amount of supplies the U.S. has going from the Atlantic to the Pacific and vice versa. So it's very important. So people see all of this, and they see what's happening with the Panama Canal. They see what's happening with Greenland. They see what's happening with the transgender stuff in terms of the supports, the biological men being banned from competing in female sports. That's a huge thing where it's an 80% approval. Independent people, center-left people, they agree with Trump on that. And that's why Trump's making a big spectacle. But liberals are so bullheaded, and they can't admit they're wrong on any issue. They still are saying we stand up for trans rights and all this. Well, no, we stand up for biological women who make up like half the population not being disenfranchised by an extreme small percentage of people, even if it is just one person. That's too many, but it's just such an easy win for Republicans. So all of this goes in, like the Panama situation is the most obvious one. But even these tariffs, they tried coping and saying, oh my goodness, Trump just... So this is what I don't understand. Trump announces it's going to be 25% tariffs against against Canada and Mexico, our two biggest trading partners. I came out and I said that's risky because you're going to have issues. Now, the United States could survive it, but then Trump utilizes the threat of tariffs because of how powerful the United States is and forces these countries, just like he forced Canada, to get a fentanyl czar and to invest more into their border. And then the liberal cope is, oh, these countries were already going to do this. No, they weren't. That's why they're doing it right now. It's like, well, there were already troops deployed to the Mexican border Well, yeah, in 2021 and 2023, but not recently. So Trump gets these countries to do certain things, and they still try and say, well, Trump caved in. Well, I thought Trump was this big bad dictator. Why would he cave in if he? So see, these people, none of what they say makes any sense. They just contradict themselves constantly with their own arguments. Trump's a horrible dictator. Oh, he just caved into Canada and Mexico. Come on. You're embarrassing yourself with your own arguments. But now Trump won. I mean, he got the countries to act. That's the whole point of tariffs. It's to force countries into action. I will say the tariffs or the situation with Canada is a bit odd because there really isn't a big fentanyl problem in Canada. But listen. You get them to deploy more resources to the border and stuff like that. We'll see what happens with the tariffs. But either way, Trump has a really good approval rating right now. One of the big issues is the deportations, and really Trump has to understand, and listen, we have other numbers here. I'm trying to find, oh yeah, how about this JD Vance tweet? This is great. This is really good. For the sake of both of our kids, grow up. Racist trolls on the internet, while offensive, don't threaten my kids. You know what does? A culture that denies grace to people who make mistakes. A culture that encourages congressmen to act like whiny children in response to a congressman getting angry because some liberal crazy person found a kid who's, I think he's 25 years old right now. When he was 19, he said something on the internet and he should be fired. That's the stuff we're trying to eliminate. That's the cancel culture that needs to go. And JD Vance is saying, we don't care anymore. We're done with it. That's a very good. And how about this with these whiny people? It's over. I'm serious. The narrative has shifted so much in the past few weeks now that it may legitimately be considered okay for people to be openly and aggressively racist. Oh my goodness. Why don't you go cry about it? Some kid said something when he was 19. You're going to cancel him for that. Cancel culture is done. This is the vice president saying, stop whining like a child. You're like a 60-year-old congressman. This is embarrassing for the country. This is very good from JD Vance. But look at this. How would you describe Donald Trump as? Tough, energetic, alpha. Those are the top answers. I mean, this is the leadership. This is why you need someone like Trump who commands respect in the White House. And even CNN is like, this dude is just, he is the supreme leader. He's the Fuhrer. I'm joking. But he's seriously like an impressive leader. And that's the thing. It's just with Trump, Biden to Trump, it's night and day. It's not even close. Trump needs to up the immigration numbers. There needs to be more money spent on the infrastructure to be able to deport these people, around 3,000 to 4,000 a day. And this is why Trump has the money to do it. Do you approve or disapprove of the Trump administration's program to find and deport immigrants who are in the country illegally? It's 60 to 40, yes. 60% say Trump needs to deport people. Trump needs to start investing more money on the infrastructure to be able to deport these people, around 3,000 per day. Trump and Homan apparently are pissed off about the deportation numbers. They're only around 900 right now per day. So Trump has been given this mandate. Go invest money into doing this. This is what Doge just saved all the money. Go invest some of it into the border and get these people deported and do it in a timely fashion, because there's going to have to be an expanded setup to be able to process these people and deport them. Comparing Trump's numbers to Obama's numbers, though, is not correct. Obama, they changed the way deportations were tracked. So if anyone does that, you need to tell them, no, under the Obama administration, if you turn people away at the borders, that counted as a deportation. That doesn't count. It's ridiculous. Obama did not deport 3 million people. I'm not trying to stand up for Trump here. I think Trump needs to deport more, but I'm just saying there's a lot of comparison between between Trump and Obama. The way Obama's deportation numbers were counted was not correct. Again, turning people away at the border is not a deportation, but they counted it as that under the Obama administration. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.